Hey y'all, what's up? It's your boy SoDebNair, which is my intro one more time before we get into the actual intro. But if you want to join my tribe, please stand by my side, go ahead and subscribe. Turn on notifications, make sure you turn them on all. Like the video, share the video, tell somebody about it, comment in the chat, and also comment below if you're tuning in late. And we'll be right back.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Everybody wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
Hey y'all. So we was getting into this conversation before this on the other live, but I wanted to come on and make a specific live for this. Y'all, I've been out of here because I've really been just living my life, and also I've been dating. So what's going on, Powerful again? What's going on, Lala Chanel? What's going on, Miss Ree? Charmaine, what's going on? But I've been doing a lot of things, I have a real life outside of this, and I think that people kind of don't understand that. Not you guys that are part of the tribe or that visit my channel, but a lot of other people. So when they're sending me nasty messages and stuff like that, it doesn't really bother me because I really have a real life outside of this. And so it gets to be these people don't own me. You know what I mean? You guys, you guys mean a lot to me. And so, I know the people will be in my chat. When y'all hit me up, Miss Ree will call me, Queen Mermaid will hit me up. You guys, we talk, outside of here. But, when stuff gets to be nasty on the internet, I just get off because I don't have to stay logged onto the internet. I have a real life outside of here. And I wanted to go on, I wanted to do game night. I wanted to do a lot of stuff, but when my life starts to take over, I gotta let it happen because, I don't want to be a single person for the rest of my life. What's going on, Cat in the chat? I miss you. Exactly. We definitely understand. Thank you. What's going on, Rima? What's going on, Jennifer? Glad you know the difference between reality and this platform. People will be bugging, and they do. People making videos or videos. I realize I got fans out here. You know what I'm saying? Me and Sunny ain't the greatest friends right now. One thing she said to me was, "If you don't have haters, then what you doing?" And so I don't really subscribe to that. You know what I mean? I subscribe to me. And so, if you were ever a part of my channel from the very beginning, I say I'll take breaks. I will take a break in a heartbeat. And I suggest you guys do that same thing too for your own personal lives, because people can only have so much of a hold over you, right? And I always say I don't submit myself to self-harm. I won't. If this is what we're gonna keep doing, deuces. I'm out. And I'm not saying that my main subscribers are a part of that or they do that. But when people keep coming to me oh, they're saying this, I'm I keep saying, please stop telling me about it. I don't even watch it. So, please stop telling me about it, please. Because I really don't care. Hey, Poetic. Hey, SoDeb. Good to see you smiling. Yeah, I am smiling from ear to ear. I'm living my life, having a good time. I think I told you guys when I came from Miami the last time that I've been dating, doing my little thing, and it's been very interesting, and sometimes you got to put that first. Sometimes you have to detox and rest and reset. Yes, absolutely. And actually, I have t-shirts that say Control Alt Delete or Reset. I've made t-shirts that say that, and hoodies and sweaters and hoodies that say that, because it's very important. People feel like they can control you, and they can. Yes, that's very true. Uh, they feel like they can control you, and all the other things. But my life don't live here. I have a family. I have my real life. I have my business, and I have things that I got going on in my real life. And if I can't come here and be happy and have fun, it just becomes to a place where I just don't want to do it no more. Yes, the real world is way more important than your YouTube. Yes, absolutely. I don't need a YouTube check like a lot of other people do. So, hey, Mother, thank you for coming back. Yeah, I don't need a YouTube check like a lot of other people. And I'm not saying everybody that's on YouTube needs one, but I'm just gratefully and, thank God that I'm not one of those people. So if this is what y'all want to do, like, I just have to be here for it. What's going on? Protect my energy. Protect my energy, AAC. So I'm saying, love the name. Love the name. But yeah, so I mean, I was going to make that my first video, but I really wanted to talk about the game. I want to see who would actually join that live, because it's one of my favorite shows. And so that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it's a really fun show for me. And I will give you guys the backstory to that like a little bit later on. Hey, love, I know what you mean. Always good to step back and preserve the energy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, so Deb, Maz in chat, what's going on? Deborah, whoever you're dating is doing something right, because you're calling. Well, I'm dating. Like, it's not one person right now. So I'm dating. But the people that I'm dating it's a very interesting situation. And I was supposed to talk about this like weeks ago. But stuff just started happening with those dating situations. So I kind of got caught up in it. What's going on? The conversation with colleagues. I've been so worried about you, so Deb. Why? I'm good. I'm great. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. You see, I got the smile on my face. I'm doing good. What's going on, Janet Holiday? One of my favorite people in the world. Now, people forget that YouTube is an app and make it their life. Yes, you can always turn it off. And I thank God that I know when to and when not to. It's a very powerful thing. What's going on, Sassy Peace 12? I've been missing you as well. But y'all, I am doing good. I'm doing great. I've been posting pictures on my Instagram. If you're not following me there, just letting you guys know, like, I am fine. Like, there's nothing wrong. I just have been really protecting me at this point, because it doesn't feel like fun here anymore to me. I'm on that color on you. That is your color. Listen, this is going to be my color for the fall. So, like, I just bought more yellow stuff. I love yellow. I think it looks really great on me. And I thank you for saying it, because now you might be buy more yellow stuff. Because I love red. Red is my favorite color, but yellow is starting to get there. I have been loving the pictures. Thank you so much. Yes, I always try to, like, if I can't update on YouTube, I always do it on Instagram, because it's just like my fun place to do stuff. Definitely saturates you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. I think my mom told me that. And so I really tried it this year, and I'm loving yellow. So yellow might become suit you. That's what I thought you said. It might become my favorite color in a little while, because I really enjoy wearing yellow. It feels like the sun. It feels bright. It feels fun. And it actually explains my feelings right now. So I'm loving wearing yellow. But yeah, I realized that I do have a responsibility to you guys as well because you guys are part of the tribe, and I don't want to leave you guys out, but sometimes it just like when I log on, I'm like, this is just overwhelming. I don't feel like this is gonna be good for me today. And then people are like, well, they're saying this, they're saying that. This. I'm like, why are y'all watching that stuff? Who cares what they're saying? They don't even know me in real life. But, people are going to do it. I follow you on IG, so I've been keeping up. Love to see you smiling. Yes. And I don't even really be smiling as much. So y'all get some news from me today. I never really smile on my pictures at all. Like, I don't. But I just feel happy. I feel good. I feel great. And I'm loving it. So is the sweatshirt on the website yet? I just said I'm going to put it on there tonight. I promise I will tonight. I promise I will before I go to bed tonight. I'm going to put the t-shirts on there. Hey, Shannon Vin, how are you? And you guys know I'm always committed to my podcast every Thursday, which our last episode is this Thursday. So please, we're actually doing game night for the podcast for the last episode. We're going to do a mixture of topics and questions from the game night thing. So if you guys are available, please check us out on Thursday night. It's going to be on my channel and my podcast channel. They're both my channels. But please check us out because they are so mad at me because I didn't do game night with them. So I have to do that for the last episode for the season for the podcast channel. I never hold creators to this app. Excuse me. At the end of the day, we are all humans and have our own purpose to fulfill. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Hey, Vicky Black, what's going on? The Therese J. Don't participate in drama. Just ignore and focus on positive things. Happiness is the best reward. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I've been doing. I posted a video to my channel that I want to tag you in. It was me dropping busy from the stream like he always does you. I got to go over and watch it. Yes, I love the podcast topics. Yes. And so, my podcast is my baby. Honestly, that was my first channel. Well, not my first channel. I mean, this is my first one that I made. But that was the first channel I actually was serious about. And the guys that's on my podcast channel are so amazing because they have different perspectives of things that I have. And we're just three different people. And that's why I love those guys so much. It just so happened that this channel took off a little bit faster than that one. But that channel grows very slowly, which is really good because the people who really want to be there and it didn't come from any mess. So I love my podcast channel. You definitely made me laugh. I really enjoy it. Thank you so much, Hannah, man. But yeah, so I know people have been like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, I am okay, y'all. I'm great. I'm doing amazing. I'm not having any issues. I just have to take a break because it's just too much drama. Yes, we love Dwayne and Easy. Thank you so much. I'll let them know that you love them. You have true Virgo energy, and I love it. Yes, I do. Because you know how we are. We be like, see you in a minute. Yo, the podcast is fire. Thank you so much. I'm glad y'all are saying that. That makes me feel happy. And I don't know if you guys know the backstory to the podcast, but the podcast was because after my marriage was my first relationship as a gay person. And so after we broke up, I didn't really know how to get back into dating. And so I used the podcast as like a avenue to learn. So the people who comment in the chat and the topics that we have, or the people who submit questions, like it helps me a lot. So that's why I started that podcast. And the actual name comes from Girlfriends because Maya was saying something to Joan about, no, it wasn't even Maya, it was Peaches, because Peaches was like, Joan has affairs at a whore. And so Dwayne hates when I even say the affairs of the heart. He's like, it's called the affairs of the heart. Well, yeah, it started from that, and then I actually used to have it for my actual radio show when I was on all the radio stations I was on. And then my last radio show, they didn't want to do relationship topics, so I started the podcast. So that's how that actually started. Maybe check those other inboxes, Shannon Van. We weren't following each other at the time. Oh, that's for Shannon Van. They are both so funny. Thank you so much, Marta C. I love how you guys interact on ALT. Yeah, those are all like I've known them for so long. So we know how to deal with each other. So it's just really, it's like a really good atmosphere for me. But yeah, so how have you guys been? I haven't even got to check in on you guys. Like, how have you guys been doing? Yep, just like Capricorns, we don't deal with mess or absolutely not. I'll be like, call me when you're done. This is very low budget. But how have you guys been doing? I haven't talked to you guys in so long. I feel like it's been like a very long time. I love the dating topics, and even though it applies mostly to mostly the game the game in I really have learned a lot that I can use doing going forward. So I really appreciate that podcast. Okay. And see, honestly, it's not just, so the podcast is not just for gay people. It's just dating, love, and sex from our perspective. So even though we're giving out that's all the letters that we get is from gay people most of the time. But we always say it's from our perspective. So if you guys write in, we're going to our perspective from us. I'm late, but I'm back. What's going on, Trey? It's all right. Capricorn here as well. Okay. I see some Capricorns in here. Who's gay man? Oh, gay man. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, it's not just for gay men. It's just from our perspective. I am busy sign. Oh, okay. You're Pisces. But no, yeah, like the podcast is for everyone. It's just like when you ask, it's from the gay Black male's perspective. That's why we answer from our perspective. What's going on, Candy R? Hey, everyone. Been missing you. I've been missing you as well. Oh, is that okay? I say yes, absolutely. We always say, everybody, don't hide in the bushes. We want y'all to say something. We're just gay men giving our perspective on the topics. Hey, SoDebNair chat. What's going on? What's going on with you? Oh, I didn't realize that. That's why I never comment much during those streams. But now that means I can engage. Absolutely. It's a great atmosphere. Love the conversation on the podcast. And it's from we have 3 different perspectives on things, which is really fun because it's like we're not all in agreement, but we're not arguing about it either. So it's like we can agree to disagree, or we can just respect each other's point of view and like not even argue about it. I'm a Gemini. We may be a little cray, but we are very loyal. I dated a Gemini. That was not a good experience. I'm a hetero Black female, and I really enjoy that podcast. Though it's from 3 gay men, the subjects are not gender specific. And that's exactly what we wanted. That's exactly what we wanted. So I thank you for saying that. I missed you. I missed you too. It's relatable from a human perspective. Right. And that's what we wanted and again, it's also from this 3 different perspectives for people. Like Easy is so, because Dwayne would say he's vanilla. So Easy is so like well grounded. I'm like the wild one out of the group. And then Dwayne is like in the middle. Easy is like the one who's like No, right is right, wrong is wrong. I'm like, maybe I'm like the one that's like, maybe this is a little something else to this though. Yes. And Easy's the one who get us together all the time. We are all humans and long for loving and being loved. Absolutely. I just wanted to be respectful. I found the topics were so relatable, but didn't want to change the focus. Thanks for listening. No, please come in and change it sometimes because sometimes. So the thing is, what people don't understand is we've been doing this podcast for this last episode will be our third year. So we're going into year 4. So we always say we run out of topics. So if you ever have something you want us to talk about, please let us know. And we have like revisited topics because sometimes, well, one, we have like a new audience as well. So we try to, because we didn't have a lot of women at first. So now we're able to kind of navigate it a little bit differently. And me and Easy grew up around women. So we know, what that looks like. So we're never like, this is just for gay men. No, it's for everybody. I even have some like a few times like some of my heterosexual men friends called in. I said my heterosexual men friends called in. Hello, SoDev chat. I learned a lot from the last podcast. Thank you guys for allowing all to join in. Thank you so much, and I'm gonna let them know that. Easy is funny. His facial expressions are everything. Let me find out this is a podcast appreciation channel. I'm gonna let them know, like, y'all need to go read the comments. Hey, SoDev chat. What's going on in New Year's, babe? Vacuum my air filters, and he trying to say yes. Well, Easy said that I fell all the way out. Those loyalties on YouTube are strange. They are very much. I will agree. Work, school, and wedding planning is keeping me super busy. That's what's up. My website business, trying to date, and me traveling has been keeping me busy. So now we left off in the other chat about you dating again. I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like we should have a dating game for you because I don't think you know how to pick them. So let me say this, and I always say this on my podcast, I will always double back. And I think a lot of it is because a lot of my dating has happened so fast for me, but it hasn't been that bad for me because my husband, we met in like a day and got together in 3 days. We were together for 10 years. So fast dating is not that bad for me. And we are really, really good friends now. So I don't feel like my dating is that bad. But what I do feel like is that I do now feel like everybody is should fall that fast in the dating prospects for me. But I've learned through the podcast that that's not always true. But again, that's why I said this is why I made the podcast so people can help me with my dating stuff. The podcast is so informative and interesting, but I will warn you, put on your diapers first because sometimes the dialogue is funny. What's going on? Make it make sense. That's a good way to spend time. Oh, that's for la. I love that on the podcast, you three guys give different views. As a straight woman, the information is very informative. The guest you had on last week was very informative. Yes, what was her name? Damn it. LaBelle. LaBelle has been one of our like very first listeners to the podcast. So it was really fun to have LaBelle there because to have her on the actual show, because LaBelle has been there since like day one when we was doing audio. Then we did start doing the visual stuff. it was good to see LaBelle and also to see LaBelle always being engaged in it because again, she's a different part of the LGBTQIA plus community as well. So that was really fun for me when we got off the week before that, and I was like, you know, who wants to come up? LaBelle was like the first person to say, hey, yo, I want to be over here. So I love that. It's definitely just depends on the individual. Sometimes couples move fast and it's either real love or just toxic. Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Yes, Miss Sparkles LaBelle. But yeah, I mean my that podcast, I'm telling y'all, I birthed that thing years ago. And I'm so happy from for what it's doing. Like outside of YouTube, like the Wayne's channel, where he does the things with like all the community. We've been invited to Pride. People invite us to different events. Like it's been amazing to have that podcast. Yeah, she is always there. I missed last week because of working, but I am going to go back and watch. Oh yeah, you missed a whole show. It was a really good time though. And I love the fact that people actually grew with us because we actually started off as audio. And then because of COVID, we ended up doing YouTube. Well, we were doing YouTube before that, but we're doing like an after show of the audio podcast because people were asking us to do visual stuff. So we were like, well, let's just like an after show. And we like recap what we did on the podcast. But because of COVID, we couldn't do the audio because we did it in the same place. So we ended up doing just YouTube altogether. I know our audio people are upset, but they don't get a big surprise because when we get done with um, this last episode, I'm going back and editing everything down, and I'm going to put everything onto the podcast thing. So they'll get a big surprise because they feel like we abandoned them. I need help with dating. LOL. Sometimes those guys will be talking about the future before even having met. We see each other. So, Dev, are you in the Christmas spirit yet? I'm not. If I have to enter another store and hear Mariah, I just saw your Mariah Carey photo that you posted. Was it on YouTube or Instagram? But I'm definitely not in the Christmas spirit yet. I'm trying to prepare myself to go home for Thanksgiving with my family. I'll probably get into Christmas spirit after that. But I really haven't been in Christmas spirit for years, though, honestly, because I'm always here by myself. So, but maybe because I'm dating, maybe that'll be different. But I will be traveling a lot more. So I'm going home for Thanksgiving, and then after that, I'm going to Seattle to go whale watching. One of the biggest things on my bucket list is to go whale watching because I want to see killer whales in real life. I have to, like, it's something I have to do. So I'm definitely leaving my family and going to Seattle because they're in killer whale watching season the week that I'm going there. So I'm super excited about it and I cannot wait. Like when I tell y'all, like y'all can get so much video and all this stuff because I'm super excited about it. I'm putting up all my Christmas decorations this week. LOL. Oh, okay. You better get it. Thank you, Under, for the super chat. Just because I enjoy you and your commentary. You are a true gem. Thank you so much, Andre, for that. I appreciate it. I'm marrying a Libra, so please pray for me, cause cha. I am praying for you. Moment of silence. Amen. Because yeah, that's a task. That is a task. But no, I'm actually going to be doing lives probably every day this week and next week because towards the end of the month, I'm gonna be home and probably vlogging. So I probably won't be able to put up a lot. I'll probably be like smaller things, but you guys will be getting videos. This will be like in spaces. I know I haven't been on here a long time, but I will be doing that stuff when I go home and when I go to Seattle. I'm happy it ain't a Virgo, la la. So so Dev, how do you feel about Faith and Stevie J breaking up? Or that would probably be a whole show by itself. I know how you feel about Faith. I'm glad they broke up. I never thought it was a good fit. And I'm so glad they're done. I just never thought that was a good fit for her. Yes, a moment of silence, Miss Rick. A moment of silence. Rick, we just talking about where I've been at and what's been going on with you guys because I've been gone for a while. Now I'm back with a jump on. You know you cool though, so Deb, you cool. I know. I appreciate it. Got to get back to work. Have a great day, Deb and chat. You as well, Jennifer. Hey, got my badge back. LOL. Was it gone? Vlogging on Naked Beach again. I still haven't put that one up yet because I don't know what I can even post. I just noticed that you changed hats. Yes, stand up so we can see you out. No, this is what you're gonna get. Oh Lord, protect my energy. See, thank you for letting me know. Thank you. See you understanding that Libras are a lot to deal with. Hey boo, good to see you. Good to see you too, Marsha. I ain't saw you. I haven't saw a lot of y'all in a while, so I'm saying to everybody, I saw you in a while. But yes, I don't want y'all guys to feel like I'm down or I'm done. Or actually, I actually did think about giving up YouTube. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it became unfun to me. Like I just didn't want to do it, and I was like watching my numbers drop on purpose because I'm like, can they all go who don't really want to be here? I just wanted them to all go. And I feel like the longer I stayed off, the more the numbers were dropping because that part didn't really mean that much to me. I know who my real subscribers were. And so the more they dropped, the more I was like, maybe just stay for a little bit longer. I was appreciating it. But I haven't dropped below 7,000 yet, so I'm still doing a little good. I am wearing pants, but that have nothing to do with what I got on over here. See how much you are loved and missed. We love you, and you can't do anything about it. You are our I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. I'm telling you, when I was off for like maybe a week, the inbox was like, "Where you at? Where you at? You okay? You okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine, y'all. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good." It was like, "When you coming back?" I'm like, "I'm coming back tomorrow," but I wasn't really coming back tomorrow. I was really trying to find out a good time for me to come back because I didn't really know what that time was. I knew that me and Busy had to do our Potomac reviews. And then when he said that was the last day, I was like, oh, I got a little bit more time off. And so then I talked to Candace and I was like, we were like agreeing on taking time off. So I was like, I got the whole week off for real. I'm going to take it. So I talked to you a couple of days ago. You did. When you text me, I will respond. I just wasn't on YouTube. No, when you get to that point, you have to revamp and regroup yourself, and the best is yet to come. Absolutely. And that's what I was doing. I was just making plans for other stuff to do. If nothing else, keep the podcast going and do check-ins and commentary with Busy. And wait, I think that's the opposite of leaving YouTube, right? Okay, so no, don't leave YouTube. That's my final answer. I don't think I'm leaving YouTube, but I think that because me and Busy were coming to the end of Potomac, but we came to our end because me and Busy feel two totally different ways about Potomac, and I just didn't like. I think that I think he made the decision, and I was like, you know what, you're probably right. For us not to do the reunion together because we had to recap what we had already talked about, and then listen to them recap it. It would have sounded like us like cackling hens. So I agreed with it. Like I was like, okay, that's fine. Um, and I was like, maybe I don't even want to do them anymore because we've already really done the show. They're just recapping. And so, it was cool to me. Like I didn't really mind it. And it also gave me a break and give me my full break from YouTube. Whatever endeavors you decide, pursue, we will support you. I definitely appreciate that, Lala. Fun. We need more fun in our lives. Yes, and that's what I want to do. Busy gets real crazy with Potomac, Miss Jenny. Busy because Busy goes into like personal stuff, and I want I think I'm gonna do. I was going to do mine today. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, but I really want to do just review the reunion. Like I don't want to get into colorism and all that other stuff because I feel like every show that these Black women have, they add colorism into it. It's like the kiss of death. And honestly, I just think they all do the same stuff to each other. You got your support either way. Keep giving yourself what you need in a life right now. Thank you so much. For this read. What's so funny? A lot of YouTubers are talking about not reviewing the Housewives shows anymore. Yeah, I mean, I think with Potomac, I think Busy was saying this before, it was just so fun before, and now we're talking about colorism. Even with Basketball Wives, that's my favorite show. I was like, it's making it fun for me, and like I explained to Busy, I don't have his experience, People think I'm a light-skinned person. I just feel like I'm a brown-skinned person. These lights make me look like I'm a light-skinned person, but I'm really just a brown-skinned person. We don't sit on either side of the fence when it comes to light skin or dark skin. We just sit in that middle spot. So what, their differences is, I can't relate to either side. I just think we all Black. And when the cops pull us over, it don't care if you light skin, brown skin, or dark skin, they pulling you over and they're arresting you for no reason. So that's all I know. It was fun when the reunions were 1 and 2 episodes, but this, yes. And I almost really don't want to watch that last one because Nicki Minaj is gonna be there either. And then sometimes, even the colorism conversation, when you're in the middle of those skin tones, it's where do you fit in this conversation? Because people will say I'm light skinned, but I'm definitely I'm like a brown person. I'm not light skinned. I know what light skinned people look like. I know what people who look darker than me look like, but I'm not light skinned. I'm like a brown skinned person. I'm in the middle of all that. These reality shows are supposed to be, I have no idea what that word is. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Forgive me. From our day-to-day lives, but when issues start hitting personality, it's not fun. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't turn my TV on for these type of debates. I turn it on for entertainment purposes and for fun. And so when it comes to this, it's well, these people have this opinion, these people have this opinion. Everybody's fighting their side, but can we come down the middle and say, hey, we both have issues on each side? And I think that Ashley has said something about light skin privilege. And I think that they have one, but I also think that the dark skin privilege for dark skin people, they have their own privilege with each other. So I just feel as the person that's in the middle, that's well, where do we fit in this conversation? So for, the best thing for me to do is not say nothing. Because I see both sides. What's going on, Kathy Colbert? Do you still keep in touch with Pleasant and Marcel? Who's Pleasant? Or Plaz? They talking about Plaz. Do they still have their channels? Marcella has her channel. I know that. They were my favorites. If you're friends, because they seem so down to her. I know Plaz. So if you're saying Plaz, I know Plaz still have her channel, and Marcella still have her channel too. I guess people are still using the paper bag test as far as light skin and dark skin. Yeah, yeah. I think like the people in the middle, our issue don't really matter. So I don't even try to make it a problem or nothing like that. Because I mean, to me, in the middle, this looks like everybody, both of these sides have the same issue with each other. Y'all don't like each other. There's issues on this side, there's issues on this side. And you really can't say that. So I just don't say nothing, because it's like, if you do, like, it's like, but they have this, and they're like, well, they have this. But in reality, we're all just black. And I do think that darker skinned people do have it a little bit worse. But why are we not allowed to have a conversation, like a logical conversation about it, from someone who really, I mean, we're like the middle child. Like, there's the older kid, there's a younger kid. Like, we don't have a say so in it. So, even saying anything, it just doesn't really matter to a lot of these conversations. So, I never liked how purposely triggering housewife franchise can be. It's a lot, yeah. Candlestick's hairline is the biggest problem. And but so we know that light-skinned people are given more opportunities than darker-skinned people. I mean, I've never experienced that, and I told Busy that, like, I never experienced that. So I mean, you guys, and I said I've heard it before, but I never, like, I don't feel like I've gotten any better experiences than anybody. But maybe because I'm not a lighter skinned person. Colorism is so ingrained in society that sometimes even Black people don't realize when it's occurring. Absolutely true, Miss Rhea. Yep, it's getting worse and worse every year. Okay. Because as long as we are busy talking about colorism, racism wins. And see, I guess honestly, that's how I feel. I feel like there's different skin tones of white people. We don't see them like doing all this. We also don't see them. We also see them talking about the blue-eyed, blonde-haired people versus the trailer trash people. But it's never like when they watch these shows, like it's that. But I feel like even when it comes to like the angry Black woman thing, like, why are we saying that? Why can't this woman just be passionate about what she's talking about? I feel like we cause our own problems instead of just saying like, yo, like, this is a woman who she's passionate about something. But then people be like, well, I mean, you're lighter skin. I'm like, I'm not really that damn lighter. Honestly, I'm not. Like, if I turn these lights off, I'm really just a brown person. So I mean, honestly, and like I told people, like, I don't understand the darker skin tone plight against lighter skin people versus the dark skin people. I don't understand it because I'm not on either side. I mean, in Candace, her case, I don't think colorism is the problem. Candace just isn't a nice person. I think that, and if I can even just say this, like, I just think that, like, when she's looking at Karen and Giselle has had like a relationship for over 15 years, I want to say. I know it's been over 10 years. These women came on this show to create a show. They spar with each other to make sure that they continue to have a show. But they have an issue every year. on purpose. I mean, this season was so stupid, but they did it. And then made up again in the middle of the season, and then they just let Candace have it. Like, I just think that it's like, maybe it's something that like Black people should sit down and talk about, not like as a hue thing, but as a Black people thing, because none of us chose what our color was. I guess you think colorism is only between Black people. It's also between what happens with white people. They also treat the lighter skin with their higher regard. Yeah, I just said that. Is it true you sent your auntie on? No. Who said that? Who said that? I agree with you. I never got anything from being for being little. Who's See, this is the kind of stuff I need. I'm gonna start blocking that name too. Because why would you ask that? We didn't cause it, but it's definitely personified by us from generation to generation. Oh, light skin with good hair. Yes, and what I think this was a part of the Willie Lynch law. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but it divided us as Black people. But like, why are we keeping this up? What's going on, Busy? Delete the message. I didn't even realize what it was, but I want to understand what was that question about, because like I never did that. I mean, but I can flip it around. Like the slide. Thank you. It's an issue in the Hispanic community. My family has always talked down to me because K. What's K? But this would be a conversation for another time. I want to hear about so devastating. I already told you. I'm lighter than the rest. Okay. Y'all coming for me, and I said, hey, nobody's been coming for you. We love you too, Busy. Got my salad seasoning. Yeah, they just said they love you. So, Deb, I know you were taught how to ignore. Don't take that bait. I'm not. I wanted to understand what that's from. The people do it all the time. You know, even if I take it over here, it's gonna come in my inbox on everything else. You know what I'm saying? But this type of stuff that I see all the time. This is why I really don't come on here that much. I think we have to confront it so that we can squash it at the issue. And this is what I'm saying. Like, you know, again, I do feel like I think that I don't think that there are issues in different skin tones, but this is something that was taught to us. We don't really hate each other. It's just been taught to us. But when do we break that? You know what I mean? That's only, I've always said that for a very long time. Even before me and Busy started doing our lives together, I've been saying this for years. I'm with you, SoDeb. I don't get it. Busy looks brown to me. He sees dark. He's not dark to me. I guess I'm in the middle too. Yes, like I know people who are way darker than Busy. I do, but it's just like, you know what? Like, how do you measure what is where the colorism starts? I think people just trying yes, they are. They're not gonna answer that question. I think she was just talking about it, was saying that your aunt. I don't care. Why did they do that? It was a stupid message. Yes. Okay. Let's stop responding to that. But no, you know, where does my thing is, where does the colorism start? Because I thought it started at being Black, and we're all Black, and I think that, you know, one, I think that Candace says, Ashley something about Ashley's hair. Candace's hair being drawn. I'm like, I don't know if we even seen Candace's real hair, so I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I didn't know. But I also feel like, you know, it divides the Black community, because it's like, what is colorism? but there's only one tone of skin that is called colorism. And then, if that's the case, like, when do we sit down and talk about how to fix this problem? Because again, you have, like, if you're not, I guess, darker than me, then you're light skinned. Then you got people like me saying, I'm not even damn light skinned. Because I look at people like Giselle, Robin, and Ashley as light skinned. I'm like in the middle. So, but it's like, where's the line being drawn at where the colorism starts? And then when does the conversation start to happen about how to fix it instead of just calling it out and not saying it? Because they do this with Basketball Wives, one of my other favorite shows. Instead of just calling it out, because even when they did it on Potomac, they never really talked about it. They never had a conversation about it. They never like fix it upon the group or say, hey, let's do it on the show or let's do this. Like, it just like, we're saying it's colorism, but okay. So we're calling it out, but now what? At what point do we sit down and start talking about it? If it's in this group and y'all feel like this and we feel like this, when do we talk about it and start fixing the problem? We can all say a lot of things. We said it's body shaming, mom shaming, colorism. There's all these different things, but at what point do we actually talk about all these shamings and these problems that we're having? Because if we don't, then are we just calling out for fun? Also, tell me colorism is easy way out, Carl, when you get dragged. And honestly, when it was Monique and Candace, like, how do we classify that? Was that colorism? Was that, what was that classified as? Because honestly, what I think was Giselle wanted both of them off because she was tired of them. Y'all got more than me. I want y'all out of here. You are black, but if you go to Africa, you'll be American. Yep. First, so it's only about darkness. And that's true. That's true. Because I grew up around Somalian people. It was what? The ideology of colorists started with the slavery and the white. Oh, it was from the Willie Lynch law. That's what you said. It was a white adjacent myth. All were treated equally and under the yoke and the wit. When some received special privilege because of it, we perpetrated it. Okay. I think Monique and Candace's situation was bullyism. I don't think it was bullyism because it started because Monique was pregnant. I think she was feeling her mommy mode, and she was trying to tell Candace like to chill, like Ashley ain't that bad, and then it just turned into this whole mess. 3 more likes, people. Let's let the likes flow like the everlasting waters of Pastor Dr. Cooley. I was really happy to hear Candace say that she was really mad at Ashley because of the letter that she wrote. But I think that her and Monique should talk because they really fell out because she was upset because Monique was supporting Ashley because she was becoming a mother and not because of nothing else. That's really what they started falling out because of that. And she was like, you need to just chill out. Like, it's not that serious. She had already like threw the knife down and stuff. I think it was a different situation. I agree with that. It's just sad to me. I do not consider myself to be that light skinned either. I have a darker skinned sister. My mother is light skinned, but I never allowed that difference with us. Yeah, me neither. Like, my sister's darker than me. And I never looked at her like, "Ooh, girl, you it's terrible because you dark skin." Like I never did that. Candiola need to fix her mommy issues before she can be friends with light skin art. And that's honestly, I think she just has mom issues. I think Miss Dorothy is her biggest issue to tackle. And then she can come back to this, and she can come to this group and really like be a friend to them, because I think that if her and Ask got fun at New York Fashion Week, is she that bad? I did a live on my channel today called The Aggressive Black Girl. It's about colorism. This is what I tagged you in it. I discuss ways to stop it. Okay. What's going on, Ms. Val? See, here we are talking about reality TV again. I came for the dating advice. I wasn't giving out dating advice. I was telling about me dating. Hey to the Adventist Valerie. Everybody saying hey to Ms. Val. But yeah, no, I mean, I hate the conversation because it's like it feels like one side can't say anything to the other side, the other side can't say anything to the other side. And I think that it's a great thing to have a conversation with both sides. I'm not sleeping with anyone. Yes, Miss Dorothy is a pistol. Absolutely, she is. If we are colorists for a day, what would be the ism for the day? Things I think about when I sip and sip and smoke. So my family used to jokingly call me yellow, and I'm darker than you. See, families are a mess. Yeah, I'm like, if I turn these, listen, I'm not even this yet. Like these lights make. Let me see. Like I'm not. Oh wait, this light is still on. Well, now you can't really see me at all. But I'm not even that yellow. Like people don't call me red, yellow, green, purple. I'm like I'm that. I'm brown. White people hate the conversation about race. I think our conversation needs to start with black people, though, like us as our different hues, which is a magical thing. Like it's something that's amazing that we're able to create. Um, has Michaela, hold on, let me read this through. Michaela Mustafa Almo Darby asked you if he could oil wands on 10. Hey, Queen Mermaid, you look so handsome in yellow. I'm so happy I caught you lot. Yes, you lot. I'm working but listening in now. Love you so much. I love you so much back. If Candace is fun, Fashion Week, maybe all the storylines are just fake. I just can't be by someone I don't like who is so damaging to me and then have fun with them. Oh, you black? I am black, but I'm brown. Yep, Miss Dorothy is her issue. Candace needs to work on that first. Maybe she will be less angry. That is the root of all of her issues. They run. I definitely believe that. Yellow. I remember when my brother, an educated dark skinned king, told my son, "Oh, y'all missed out on the light skin season. Dark skin is making the comeback." Wow. Stop in to see you. Okay. SoDebNair, what do you think about Juan's childish behavior this season? I just think that Juan doesn't want to be on camera. Is that right? You want to be on camera? Like every other season. Okay. Yeah, that's what he said. He said he just want to be on camera. They keep forcing him to be on there, so he's there. Hey, my dear Queen Mermaid, much love to you. Hope all is well. But yeah, I just think that as black people, we should come together and have a conversation instead of just picking sides of what our thing is. It causes more division to me. Kent usually doesn't go after people until they say something to her first. I don't know if I think that's true. He probably does want to be Michael. Juan with his tantrums, he is not going to let Robin have him document any of his BS on camera. Absolutely. No, we don't do this in this house. I already told Juan, before you leave out of here, you start throwing tantrums, take your ass back to Robin's house. I saw an interview with Pastor Dr. Coochie Pop, PhD, did a couple of months ago, and she was talking about how people were wanting to project Jamal and their history also. I mean, she put it out there. How did you get into the subject? Well, we talking about Potomac. I would love to have a colorism conversation. I'm settling up a small panel. I would love to too, because I don't think that me and you have had this conversation, because I've always told you, like, I don't have your experience, but I also know that I don't know if I feel the same way, because I just feel like we should be able to talk about it. Like, and I also don't think that reality TV shows are and I never said it to you, but I don't think reality TV shows are the place to have these conversations, because everybody trying to one up another person. They want a different type of check. They want to do different things, because I mean, we saw Nene do, we saw OG do it, we've seen Candace doing it now. We've seen it on a lot of franchises. Now, I could see Nene saying that, even with all of her what she has going on, because Nene was mean as hell. But I could see why she was saying that, because they gave Kim that show. But that wasn't a colorism issue. That was a race issue. We must reiterate, Juan Liz was so dead that Michaela Darby pays for their house. Listen, all of them say some foul stuff. You can't say go fight, but fight nice. It's either fight or behave. Yeah, that's true. Oh, the shades of blackness, please. Oh no. I love Busy Blue to the moon and back. One should just stay off TV then, because they are definitely going to document the most TV friendly negative behaviors. Absolutely. This is what they did with the girls. It's actually with Robin in the summer, DT. Andy does have a color issue. I could see Andy having one, but I could see Andy having one. But when it comes to the women on the show, I feel like if they're going to have a conversation with the colors of the people on the show, let's have a well-rounded conversation. Even when Ashley said, I was like, Ashley, we're not gonna have it. They tried to have it on Basketball Wives and they didn't have it. They're not gonna have it. Sometimes colorism and racism are intertwined. Maybe. But they say if you're black, you can't be a racist. Well, then how would that work? Because colorism stems from racism, which I definitely believe. It started with the house, thinking that they're better than the field. And that's very true. And it started from white people, from the Willie Lynch law. And I've always said for years upon years upon years upon years upon years, we know this, and we're still operating in this. Like, at what point do we be like, you know what? We ain't doing this no more. And definitely treats the black housewives worse than he treats the white ones. He would never admit it, though. We don't have to admit it. We watch it. They've had Portia fighting. They've had Monique fighting. But these white people been fighting all the time, and we didn't even really know about it. Andy Koke. has a color and race issue, especially when it comes to his raw chicken legs that look like it's got bumps, boils, and white icky goo coming from it from all the coke he's smoked. Best mind game they ever played. It's the best mind game they ever played because it keeps us divided. It keeps us divided. And that's been my only real thing, which is why when I watch TV, like I don't even try to watch that type of stuff. Like it don't even process to me. Like if in my real life, I will definitely address it. But on TV, I'm like, I just want to release from real life for a minute. And now it's happening in our real life stuff. And I just don't like it's hard for me because it's like, well, y'all all saying this, y'all all doing the same stuff. Y'all all getting caught out on it. Because to me, being honest, Candace ain't been caught out more than Giselle been caught out to me in my book because I call out Giselle the same way I call out Candace. So to me, I don't really like it. Don't TV for me ain't the way to do this. It's been embedded in us for so long, it's not going to snap and go away. It exists, and no one can deny the colorism is there. Do our bidding for us amongst y'all. I mean, I understand it's not going to go away like that, but I'm just saying the fact that we know it and we still are like operating in it, this is like weird to me. That's the same principle with Black people continuing to use the N word. Yep. We know it's a word created to degrade Black people. Yeah, we want to legitimize it by saying the N word. Just don't use it. That's very true. It's easy to not see what you aren't experiencing. That's not what I'm saying. Busy. What I'm saying is, I already said, me and you've had this conversation, so you know what I'm saying. That is absolutely a lie. All people can be racist. No, well, from the definition of being a racist, Black people technically can't be racist. The look on Andy's face when Monique said her husband's portfolio is very good. Boom. I saw how he perceived them because of race. But the Green Eye Bandits came thinking they were better than the rest of the women. They will not really engage the women. And you have to realize when they first started that show, it was only Sharice was the only dark-skinned woman on there. Well, the browner one and all of them. So Giselle was jealous of Monique, period. I agree. And this is what, but this is my thing though. This is why this conversation is really like crazy to me, because when it was Monique and Candace fighting, why did they turn to these women and say this is a colorism issue? Because in all honesty, what they wanted was for Monique and Candace to be gone. But now that Monique is gone and it's just Candace by herself, now there's a colorism issue. That's my real problem with this whole conversation, because from that very first episode, they wanted Monique out of there, and they used Candace to take her out of there so that Candace and Monique could be gone together. The real issue on that show is Giselle. Also, Mr. Manly Hands fake Countess Luna, the duck-looking man, and her manly voice, and you talking about Mia, how she touches things, and Hormona Mustard C Pelican looking, not even a singer, and their comments about Ebony. Oh wait, that's not about Mia. I joined a game night once. He didn't invite me to another. I'll go when I'm invited. We did the first game night was with you. SoDebNair, come on, send Busy another invite. We started game night with Busy. You can go back on the channel and look at it. Deborah Randall, Giselle's jealous on everybody who isn't living in a delivery box. Yes, Giselle is in a delivery box. Who's been under attack? The darker complected woman. Candace thought she was one of the girls and set the darker woman to help quarters, but she is waking up. Yeah, but she should have known that last season with Monique. They pit Monique and her against each other. Why do you think they want Candace off the show? Because listen how many times they've asked her, or even Robin just asked her this season, do you think you would not have these problems with your relationship if you weren't on the show? They keep saying her mouth is terrible. Like they keep on baiting her on this. So when they took Monique off last season, they wanted Monique and Candace off that show last season. I've been saying this for the last few seasons. They wanted them both off that show. They only got off Monique because Candace is she's like she made this friendship with them last season because she got her off that show. Monique was their number one, but they wanted them both off that show. I can guarantee you that because they're on at this and they tried it with Wendy this season. And I don't think it's all of them. I think it's Giselle. The only thing that saved her was Karen. And then Wendy came with a whole new attitude. And Wendy's attitude was amazing this season. He blamed his shade off brown on light too. His brown, beautiful chocolate brown. I don't see dark skin. I don't think Busy is dark skinned either, but Busy said he's dark skinned. So why we as people can't get over the colorism, why we just can't be people. That's what I want to know. But I mean, I think that darker skinned people will say that that's easy for us to say because we haven't experienced what they've experienced. And that's what I've been getting. So I don't even try to fight that battle. What I would love to do is have a conversation about what that looks like, though. Because honestly, I feel like it's really us against each other. White people can say whatever they want to say about us, but when do we like, hey, you know what? We just all black. Yeah, we're different shades. Because there's some people who actually admire the fact that black people are able to make different color black people. White people can't do that. But then we sit over here fighting over colorism. But that's actually a amazing thing that us as black people can make different type of color black people. But again, it all starts from that Willie Lynch law. It pinned us against each other. And so we can't comprehend to like snap out of it. Yo, we just all beautiful black people. They did want Candace gone. They was tired of Candace. This is what will be Wendy exiting. They've already been baiting Wendy to be gone. Giselle said this season something about her being there. She should be there. She's gonna crumble every time. So they're already putting out the narrative that she shouldn't be there. Jenna Holiday, because when a light skin and dark skin walk in the door and light skin gets preferential treatment, it creates inferiority and division. Others set the tone and we conform to it. But why do we do that though? Like, why can't we be like, nah, we together? Wherever we sit, wherever they sit, I'm sitting. Where they sit, I'm sitting. Like it's not that hard, but especially as us younger people coming up, like looking at how these younger kids are coming up, in how we are as in our I think like millennials or whatever, looking at how we do things versus this younger generation, it ain't that damn hard. But we still fighting with small things, stuff that we can actually just say, hey, you know what? We just black. It don't matter what the hue is, we black. But we still saying, well, you light skin, so you get this, and you dark skin, so you get this, or you brown skin, so you don't even matter. Like, it's all that. Instead of just saying, like, yo, we just black. Like, at what point do we actually reach this point where the younger generation is walking in and saying, listen, it don't really matter. The fact is, you black. Colin Kaepernick ain't the darker skinned person, and he just stood up for the whole NFL for black people and lost his job and everything. The slave message love all colors, black women. I don't know, y'all. I just, this conversation to me is always really difficult because I do know both sides of it, but I just feel like, when do we become responsible as black people and saying, listen, we're just black? When do we respect the fact that we come in all different shades and this a privilege to be able to do this as black people and love on each shade of that? Yes, back in the day, it was a difference because it was during slavery where light-skinned people got to be in the house and dark-skinned people had to be outside. Yes, people do look at light-skinned people different, but then when do black people come together and say, no, we the same? It starts with us. And colorism, to me, colorism was a word that just helped us put a battery in our back to divide us even more. Instead of just saying, listen, I don't really care what color my brother or my sister is. We black. Because guess what? When the cops pull you over, it don't matter what shade of black you are, your ass is still going to jail. Candace came from money, but still rocked cheap synthetic wigs, bad wigs, and created division. Right. We must understand we are beautiful in our own, period. I know what you are trying to say, but no, there was nothing loving about it, and they owned us and broke our men and raped their women, objectively. And that's true, but we're in 2021. Why will we not evolve as black people when we see our younger generation doing it? We the ones stuck in this. It's not our younger generation stuck in this. Because guess what? They're going to be all different type of colors at this point. There won't even be a specific white or black person in a minute. There's going to be so many mixed people that they're going to be the majority. So at what point do we as black people take advantage of who we are as black people? Anyway, can we shade the heck out of fake countless? Who? Lon, the duck looking man, her man hand in the stupid Christmas album she released. Who are you talking about, DT? The world will show you that your hue doesn't mean sugar, honey, iced tea. Believe that. They will until we embrace it. When people aren't given privilege for skin color, then black people will feel differently. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. I hope not. Because we have to care about our neighbor. We have to understand in order to grow means we all grow, not individual growth. I believe that. All right, busy. See you later. Fake Countess Lawn and the Duck Looking Man. Oh, I don't watch that show. I don't know who you're talking about. And I don't want to get stuck on this conversation. It's just like, it isn't like it's a big conversation on the internet. And I don't want to get stuck in it because, there are lighter skinned people. Lighter skinned people that are darker skinned people. And the people who sit in the middle is like, we're like, I mean, I just always black, you know. So it just, to me, I just wish that we could like deprogram this part of who we are as black people and realize how amazing that is that we can come in different shades of black and still win out here and still respect each other and things like that. Yeah, we have to do something first. It starts with us. I agree. It does. It starts with us. If we don't do it, then nobody else is going to do it. I mean, honestly, if the white people didn't start doing it, we wouldn't be in the space we in from slavery. Well, then we still stay stuck in our skin tones. And some of them have bad motives, but some of them have good motives. You know how these conversations go. We go from talking about weather to brownies to colorism to movies. Right. It is up to us to point out colorism when this actually occurs. Though if we don't recognize the problem, it will continue. We can do it in an informative way. When you know better, you do better. But when do we call out the fact that the problem is actually all of us? It's not just light skin. It's not just dark skin. It's not just brown skin. It's all of us. We're all separating ourselves into different categories instead of understanding that we all black. Because again, when the cops pull you over, they don't care if you're dark skin, light skin, brown skin, your ass still going to jail. I think we need to also look at the music industry and how lighter complected women are being abused. We don't need to look at the music industry because that's different. This is my everyday life people. This is why when we're watching House of the Potomac, we're getting upset at home instead of us as human beings saying, this ain't how we want to operate in our real lives. It's about us, period, as black people. We can't rely on television and music to determine how black people operate. It hasn't worked for us in the last probably 50 years. So why would we expect it to work for us now? DC, I agree. Teach love and value and less skin tone and good hair. Call it out. Wrong, don't like to be identified. But it did on the spot. I love all hues of all of us. I love all hues. So Deb, do you check your DMs on IG? I just deleted it and DM I sent you weeks ago. Send it to me again. I do some. If it's on if you're not one of my friends, I don't really see it. Excuse my French. It just depends on a hue is like the tone of your skin. So like you could be different tones of skin or different colors of the same tone, I believe. So love should be taught at home, but that doesn't always happen. Absolutely. I'm just tired of being angry about other black people when their skin. Like, I mean, you can't choose that. What you can choose to do is love every color, period, and treat them equally, period. That's a choice you can make. And we choose not to do that. We could choose to divide us even more by naming colorism and just saying, and instead of saying that we black. Because if the cops can look at us as the same color, why the hell can't we? And that's some facts for your ass. When you go to vote and they want to stop you from voting, if they can look at you the same color, why the hell can't we? That's some facts. When you want to go get a job and they can look at you as black and not different skin tones, they don't colorize it, why can't we? That's some facts for your ass. It's the same thing. Like, We the only ones looking at, well, not the only ones, but we're the majority of doing that. I do hope you don't actually use the term good hair. We see we now don't stick them, but don't stick there. Don't stick there because honestly, is everybody wearing their? I mean, my hair is red. My hair is red right now. It ain't even my real hair color. We all like, why are we even sticking? Like, why are we even getting into that? I just think that we are so hard on ourselves, on our own community, that we miss the fact that us coming together would be powerful. I just want us as Black people to do better for ourselves. I can't expect nobody else to look at us differently. I can't expect nobody else to do differently towards us until we start doing it for ourselves. Because if we look at ourselves and we're divided, they're going to keep dividing us. How's that work? While we are fighting each other, laws are being passed to stop us from voting, protecting us from being killed, and closing doors to us. It's absolutely, that's very true. And we still stuck on who's light skin, who's brown skin, who's dark skin. And they're like, y'all, none of y'all Black asses can vote. So, it's like, when do we come up out of this? Like, when do we like pick our own brains and be like, damn, it ain't that damn serious? Because you know what? If it wasn't light skin, brown skin, dark skin thing between us, would there be a privilege? If we supported Black businesses, would that be a thing? Because if you support the Black businesses, Black is Black. It ain't support light skin business, brown skin business, or dark skin business. Support Black businesses. And I think during COVID, we really started doing that. But then we're talking about colorism still. Like, how? Because we're letting other races pin us against each other still in our brains and our mind. We're programmed to do this. When are we going to deprogram ourselves? White people can have good hair, Black people's got perfect hair. See how easy you change that? And it's that simple. I mean, we already celebrating Black hair. Don't touch our hair. Our hair is very protected. We love our hair, period. But we go to the hair and not the colorism. I need that to make sense for me. And then we addressing colorism on reality TV shows instead of in real life. Make that make sense. Reality TV shows are addressing colorism and not us in our everyday life. Why is there no outrage for us as Black people outside of reality shows? Like, we don't hear from nothing else but reality shows from women who we already know ain't got no damn common sense most of the times. Because we deal with it with Basketball Wives. Now we're dealing with it with Potomac. I mean, but Atlanta, they all the same color. They say the same things that these women on Potomac say to each other. And you can't call colorism because they are the same damn color. But we're not dealing with colorism. As black people, we're not. I think it's unfair to put that on a reality show. I said it when it was on Basketball Wives. I'm gonna say it was on Potomac. Like that shouldn't even be their responsibility. That should be your everyday responsibility as a black person. Period. Whatever color you are. Absolutely, I believe in that. Protect my energy agency. But I'm just saying we don't really have these conversations, or you don't see a big outbreak in nothing outside of reality shows that we like. We didn't watch these shows for this. We watch these shows for fun. Hopefully you did, because I never watched them for like, oh, let me get educated about colorism. Oh, because they all gonna treat each other equally, and it's gonna be an amazing show because this was gonna be. I watched it for entertainment purpose only because it's an entertainment show. But are we fighting for this as black people every day for this? Are we just watching it on the reality show and then we want to talk about it because of them? But then you go and you still subscribe to it in your everyday life. I enjoy the show. I gotta go get my Black Beauty sleep. LOL. Take care, everyone, and thank you. Good night, Paulina. You're right, Russell's of New Jersey. None of those topics. It's taxes, houses, and divorces. Exactly. That's it. But all of our stuff gotta be racist and colorism and Black Lives Matter. Like that's why Housewives of Atlanta went down last season because it was Black Lives Matter. Like we had lived that as black people. We don't want to watch that for our entertainment stuff. We lived it. Now y'all on here talking about it on a show we watch it for entertainment. No. What are you doing in your everyday life to fix this problem? Are you speaking out about this at your jobs, in your everyday life? Are you taking this to your kids or your family members? Like, how are we fixing this in real life for real? Because Housewives of Potomac ain't it. Basketball Wives ain't it. And I even told business like I grew up around all different hues of black people. I never even experienced this. It was never taught that my skin was different than my family members' skin. I never heard I was light skinned until I got into like college. I didn't stop watching Bravo because of colorism. It's the blatant way the network treats the black versus the white franchise. I'm sick of them. See? Well, that's where you started, though. You stole the recipe from my cousin and put it in your book. You are jealous of your sister-in-law, and people tune in watching, entertain for us. Fights and hype and highlight it and identify, highlight it. What do you mean by this? Protected? No, it went down. A lot of the shows went down because they were watching Black Lives Matter stuff, and it was very serious for us. The ratings showed that. They actually did a survey about it. We lived that. We didn't want to watch that for entertainment purposes. It wasn't entertainment for us. They did a survey about it. Important issues is not making them go away. America is founded on racism. Absolutely. I just want, honestly, I just want black people to look within themselves and say, hey, why am I still even feeling this way about people who are different tones of skin to me when we are all the same? We are all black. Because at the end of the day, we're the only people who having division when it comes to our skin tone. Black people are. They needed Bolo and Potomac. That would have been a problem too. Basically, my point is they highlight the negative stereotypes on black shows and not. Yes, absolutely. Right. I agree. I agree. I agree. I just really want us to just think about it for real. Like, take your own personal feelings out of it and look at it as a black person, period. No matter what the tone is. Think about it. Like, what if we just said, you know what? I just want to celebrate my black people. I want to be a black person. It don't matter what the tone is. Colorism is something that white people made up for us. Because, like, as I said, at the end of the day, if the cops pull you over, whoop, whoop, whatever hue of black you are, your ass is probably going to jail. Especially if you're a black man. Who knows what they do to you as a black woman? They might let you go. They might try to persuade you to do some other thing or force you to do some other things. So, I mean, we the ones fighting each other about this whole hue thing. And they treat black, successful, articulate folks like they are an anatomy. Oh, you are different from the other black folks. What the F is that supposed to mean? Exactly. But then we feed into that. I'm in my 60s and I'm in my 60s and back in the day, I know of families that inbred to protect their light skin privilege. But we in 2021. And I understand that. I understand that. Because I just watched this show on Netflix called Passing. I don't know if you've seen that, Kathy. But that was a really good movie because there was two girls on there. There were two women on there, and they were both passing. But there was one who married this white man, and there was another one who she married a black man. And she was not okay. And this is where I feel like we have to be at. She was not okay because she went to the black woman's house who married the white man's house, and the white man kept saying the N-word. She was so disgusted by this man, but she literally let this woman come into her house. Almost at the point I feel like she was trying to let her have her husband to get out of it. And then when her white husband found out that she was taking about black people, she ended up, he tried to attack her and she fell over the balcony and died. So I definitely understand that. I just watched the movie like yesterday. And they treat black successful. I read that one already. I don't like how Jen didn't tell her black children to go out the house knowing the FBI was coming. I don't like that either. I don't like that either because we don't know what would happen to those kids. Isn't that sick light skin meant that much that people would be willing to be? Mm-hmm. I watched that tonight. Yeah, y'all should watch that. It was a really good movie. It's called Passing. It's on Netflix. Make sure that's the name of it. I think it was called Passing, I think. And they were like almost like they were the one lady who married the white man, like she looked like she was white, but you could still like as a black person you could tell she was black. but he did not know. And he was making comments about her, saying that if she gets any darker, um, he would still stay with her because he knows she's white. Yep, it's called passing. Let's see if I can show it. It's this one right here. Oh, it's in black and white, so you probably can't see it. Let me see if I can pull it up on here. They don't show the original cover on here. But yeah, the movie is definitely called Passing. It's a black and white movie, but when you watch it, you're gonna be creeped out because it's like the I guess she was like the darker skin, lighter skin lady, was literally like giving her husband to this lady because she wanted her to like be free. Her and that white man. What's that? Did you notice how Jen was wearing her hair in braids on the show when she was being arrested? I did too. Isn't that iconic? I did realize that. The scary thing about passing is that your child may come out dark skinned and then what? You're accused of cheating. Yeah, that is. So Debbie, have you ever seen that older movie, Intimidation of Life? No, I've never seen that. I will check that out. Is that on Netflix? I'll check it out. But yeah, Kathy, that's scary. And I wonder if she like if she I think that they only I don't think that they I think they had like one kid. But the husband was so convinced that she was white, he was like he didn't care. And then when he found out that she was black because she was hanging out with those black people, he was mad. He wanted to kill her to the point where he was rushing towards her. She fell off of a balcony and died. I could not even imagine living my life like that. I used to watch Intimidation of Life every year when it came on and cry buckets. Wow. Is that on Netflix? I'll probably cry. I cry on everything I watch that is Hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you are well. I'm glad. I'm good. Hope you are well as well. And I hope I don't hear nothing about the All Lives Matter stuff tomorrow because that's not what I mean. Because it's not an All Lives Matter. It's all Black Lives. It's a Black Lives Matter thing, and that's really what it means to me. Like I don't feel like as a person in the middle. I don't really understand the different sides. I don't feel like I've ever had a light skin privilege or a dark skin privilege. I just feel like I've been a brown skin person. It's not on Netflix. It's a no. Yes, it is. That's what I just looked it up on. See, it's on Netflix. No, it's on Netflix. Oh, you know what? I probably can share the link. Copy the link. I'm gonna share the link in the description of this video. All right, I just shared the link in the chat. I'm showing my age, but I saw that movie. Another movie similar to Imitation of Life came out a few years later. Was it called Peaky or something? Oh, I don't know. All right, we know that all lives matter being threatened in that same way. Yeah, and I don't want that. I'm just saying that I just still feel like when it comes to black people, it should be a black people issue and not a different skin tone issue. Like I get we go through different stuff, but is everybody people's stuff is different from every skin tone. Well, no, I was telling you the invitation. Oh, okay. Well, I'll put the link for that movie I was talking about in the chat if you guys want to look it up. But it was a really good movie. The whole thing is in black and white, but it was a really good movie because it was like you could see where the it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I saw the movie Passing this weekend on Netflix, and I was quite annoyed. I was too, but it was a good movie though. I enjoyed it because I'm like, why is she giving her husband for this woman? But I feel like she was just sacrificing herself for that lady. She tried to ignore her and everything. Always matter, even Candace hair planting. Great, I'm going to watch it. Always looking for good movies. Thanks, SoDeb. No problem, no problem. Yeah, I'm talking about the 1934 one. I don't know about Pinky, but I will check it where. I'm gonna see if I can find it. What y'all talking about online somewhere. All right, y'all. I'm getting sleepy. I try to stay here as long as I could. But I really appreciate you guys for joining me on this live today. And I will be back tomorrow. I said I'm gonna do something tomorrow, but I don't remember what it was. But I'm gonna do something tomorrow too. So I'll be back tomorrow. I love you guys so much. Make sure if you guys have not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Turn on the notification so you get notified when I do go on. Make sure you hit on all. Like the video, share the video, comment below. The chat probably will be closed in a minute. So just comment in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.